Everybody, we are back on the Uncle Show, and Uncle Rhino's got some stuff he wants to cover with us in the second part here. What you got, Rhino?
Well, I was with for Heston and for Ricardo. They both, the listeners, many of them may know that I am extremely fond of and a big supporter and an active member in the Springboard movement, which was the brainchild of Barry Coughing. It's massive. We go into one city at a time. It'll be, we'll go into New Orleans, we'll go into Houston, we'll go into Memphis. They're moving through the Northeast this year. I think they're going up to Atlantic City. I've got to get confirmation on that. But the one in Memphis that's coming up is going to be spectacular, just like in New Orleans. When we do it, we move into these historic music areas like Bourbon Street, like Beale Street, and we take it over. Springboard does for about 4 days. And we usually have around 1,500 artist submissions, bands, and artists. From that, we'll pick the top 50 and we put them through our boot camp. And you'll have incredible names like Barry Coughing himself is usually the MC. We have Vicki Hamilton from Geffen Records and the former manager of Guns N' Roses. You'll have Dale
Paul
Penner.
McCartney's daughter.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. You have Ruth McCartney. She comes in. All these people that are affiliated with Dale Penner from Nickelback and Loverboy fame. You have Danny Jones from the Chitlin Circuit and Sun Records days. I'm often seen on the panels doing things. You'll have the blues legend, Henry Turner Jr. from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He'll be up there on panels. All these people are very accessible. It never costs the artist anything. And we all do it out of our own pocket because we're trying to invest in the artists themselves. And they need to take the opportunity and make the opportunity if it's at all on their schedule, if they're available to do it, because what they'll get in 3 days, even the most seasoned musicians walks away shaking their head and laughing. The testimonials are crazy. But Springboard's a piece of the We Get universe. And We Get Artists is phenomenal. It's coming. And Barry Coughing has Music Supervisor, which is a phenomenal music sync licensing. He does the sound of the songs in the Marvel movies and Netflix series, Lifetime series, TV shows left and right. We literally just got called because I've got a bunch of stuff hitting and popping, so we've got to get together on that. I'm so worried about everybody else. I don't put the time in on myself. And basically, I was going to Ricardo because I don't know if you remember Ricardo, but remember back in the day, I think airplay, wasn't it like every time you got a spin from the rider's share, wasn't it like 5 cents a spin back in the day? Wasn't that
Yeah,
how it
they
was?
called it points and stuff like that. So depending, yeah, you had so many ways to split it, and I'm not sure. Maybe only the traditional terrestrial
Just the,
stations are doing that now.
yeah,
I'm not.
just the airplay I'm talking about, because when I had my stuff on my record deals, my airplay, I thought it was something along the lines of like five
Yeah.
cents, 5.5 cents a spin.
Mm.
Well, and now it's 300ths or something of a cent of a
Ha,
single penny. That's
point
what
three three two point 00325.
is that what it is now? Yeah.
Yep.
So what we've done, and this is Barry's brainchild. This is all Barry Coughing at great personal sacrifice to himself. He's put together this monster machine. Just the search engine alone has had around 1.8, $1.9 million invested in this insane search engine. And he's built this whole thing around these indie artists. And we are getting so close I can taste it to a rollout. It's through you. If you're not already linked up with Music Supervisor, I'll make that connection. And I encourage any and all indie artists to go and look up musicsupervisor.com and get on that platform, because when we make the rollover to the We Get platform. It's going to become a streaming platform, pulling from all those catalogs. And Barry and I were talking today. It is projected to be hitting, it'll pay out 10 to 12 times what Spotify currently pays.
That's what's up. That's what's needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're just as what we said before backstage, the invention, necessity is the mother of invention. If we can't find what it is that we need, then we can sit around and talk about the problem that everybody's already talking about, or we can be the solution and build it. And we are doing it. And that's what Tribe is all about. That's what Indy Corner is all about. And you guys are a corner in this tribe now. And that's what we're really excited to have you. And I can't wait to make those further introductions. Get y'all over. I would just die because we've got a ton of the Nashville heavies coming to Memphis when we go and play in October. And I would just adore, so if there was any possible way of getting you guys, if Carrie could make it, she would be the belle of the ball, because we'll be down there in King's Palace, BB King's old place. It would be incredible for Carrie to be there on Beale Street and all those indie artists see her walk in, and she would get the flowers that she needs to get while she's here to hold them.
Well, give us the details on the logistics, and we definitely want to make that happen.
Yeah, we will. I'll do my best to make it happen. We actually have family in Memphis. My family took care of Elvis' house.
Okay.
They reupholstered everything in the house.
Nice.
We just had Deborah Allen on, and her dad did the upholstery on the bus.
Wow.
Had a great story about that. I mean, she's
Yeah.
had #1 songs, wrote #1 songs. She was a big country phenom in the about early to mid to late '80s. She was amazing. Loved having
She's
her
still
around.
incredible. She's just like Carrie. She's
Absolutely.
incredible. Yep.
Great lady, man. We had so much fun with her. It was one of those things we could have kept on going for hours. Just literally so much that we're gonna have her back in 90 days. If we're gonna get her husband in here, and we're just gonna keep in touch with him for sure.
That's one good thing about music. It unites people. It crosses all kind of whatever, political, whatever, it's cultural, everything.
Yeah.
It's a tie. And that's the part that we need it more now than ever, is to have the music unite people and then create understanding and grace and love.
One that taught me to see that was Ray Charles.
Mm.
He could see it better than anybody.
And couldn't see. He could see it, but couldn't see.
Yeah, well, he saw better than everybody else because our eyes got in the way.
Yeah,
Right.
The eyes is actually
He felt it is what he did. He felt it deep.
Yeah.
spiritual eyes as well.
Music is definitely it's a uniting force, man.
I tell the pups all the time, I said, this mansion I live in is called music, and I have no room for walls in it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I swear this dude is related to Confucius.
But
He's Confucius. I'm figured it out as.
In black folk culture, we call the older guys that got some wisdom, we call them Unc. So he already got that part.
Already got it.
Yeah.
He's the OG.
Yeah.
Right. And I enjoy talking to him. We sit up and ramble and talk, and I listen and learn so much. That's what I like about what we do. A lot of these people we don't know at all. We get their music, listen to their music, learn about them through the music. Then we talk to them. We're in the room today, right now. The common thing we have together is our love for music. I don't play an instrument. I share people's music that, in my opinion, is great. Uncle Ryano, you play the music. Ricardo, you play the music. And Rob, what you do? No, I'm just kidding.
I do not play music.
Right. But you share it.
Technical genius.
Right. You share it. I mean, you run the radio station. So that's your thing. You share it. We all, in some kind of way, are a moving part on this engine.
Everybody
Absolutely.
got their lane.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You know.
And it's exactly right. And I know my lane, so that's the key. Knowing where your niche is. I know my niche.
Uncle
It's
Ryano talked about necessity being the mother of invention. I just wanted to be a guitar player back in the day, but then we couldn't afford a studio, so I had to learn how to on the first 4 tracks. Then we needed, okay, we got to do a CD cover. We can't afford the artists, or they busy. I mean, the people who put the artwork together. So learn Photoshop. Then we want to do a
What was
music
her
video,
name?
so learn, Adobe Premiere, and so you become a jack of all trades. But as much as possible, we tried to reach out to people who really that's what they do. Like in Carrie Cleveland's videos, we got the guy who really did that. When we can't afford it, we get the people who can really master whatever. But it don't stop no show. We're gonna do what we could do on the level we could do it until we can, do better. Then we bring in expertise when it's absolutely necessary for sure.
now on your show. Are you the one that introduces the songs in between that deep voice?
Yeah, that's Mr.
Yeah,
Record.
that's Mr. Sexy. I
Yeah.
be teasing him
Oh,
sometimes.
oh,
I'm
dude.
like, I'm like,
You gotta hear Love Vibes, and
Before
yeah.
that's when I
before
really
we
pour it on.
before y'all joined, when me and Ricardo were getting acquainted at the beginning, I was like, "Man, you got that voice. People love."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tease him. I tease him. We'll do a love show sometimes on the Indy Hook Up, and I'll go, oh yeah, we got Mr. Love Vibes with us, Ricardo Love, and he'll be going, stop it, stop it. I'm trying to get my sexy on.
I
He's got
like.
that voice.
Y'all
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, the
realize.
flip side of that is when I call people or people call me, I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry I woke you up." I'm like, "This is how I sound all the time."
One of my
Are you
favorite
all right?
parts. One of my favorite parts of the show is when you guys are fixing to go between that first little monologue into the first song. He's like, "Hey, Ricardo, tap that man on the shoulder and tell him who we are."
The
Yes.
Indian hookah.
Indy Hook Up. Yeah, I love that.
Y'all don't understand the power of that low voice because y'all having some effects. Like when I was a kid, I realized back in the '70s, I was a little kid, but I was still grown and running around. I was on my own power, and I was agile, mobile, and hostile by the age of 8 years old. So we were running around out there, and my next door neighbor was a mile and a half away, so we were out in the country. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that in Chi-Town or over there on the West Coast, but where we was at, like I said, it was cows, horses, chickens, dogs. It was that kind of life out there. But the radio got to us, so we were able to sit there and listen to Barry White and all that. And I remember Barry coming on and Vandross coming on.
Let's get it on.
Yes, and I knew there was something.
hey, hey,
We,
Rob,
we
you sound pretty good there.
yeah,
Thank you,
and
man. I appreciate that.
we in East Texas, and we got Vandross going, and we got Barry White going, and playing it on the back porch. You got an auntie back there dancing around while she's cooking something or grilling something on the back porch with that blasting, and we didn't think nothing of it. We thought it was cool. We didn't think, but next morning, all the chickens had laid 3 times the eggs. So that tells you. That
Damn.
tells you right there. That was the power of it right there. That low voice. Them chickens started cranking out eggs, buddy.
Got
Hey, I
84.
just came up with this term called vibe alchemist, and I'm learning now about the vibration. We're rediscovering the tools of vibes, and music has a vibration. And when you tune a guitar, I should grab one, and you hear when it's out of tune, it's whoa, 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 and then
Yeah.
it goes in tune and it gets in harmony. And the whole world operates that. The way that God created this earth, there are vibrations. There's sympathetic vibrations, and there's vibrations that destroy. And so to tune into those vibrations, to understand them, whether you intellectually understand them or you just intrinsically, by your nature, understand them. That's what it is. And being a musician, we have an advantage of that we're connecting to our instrument, which is giving us that. I remember playing for church. I started playing in a sanctified church at age 13 because I just wanted to join this band. They were called Interfaith, and they were kind of playing R&B, Earth, Wind, and Fire type stuff, but it was gospel music. And I didn't know about no Jesus, no nothing. I just wanted to, that music attracted me. I wanted to be in this band. And then the leader of the band was the minister of music for this church. So I joined this group, and then I ended up playing for this church. And I used to tink that guitar like a certain way, and it seemed like it make the sisters jump and get the Holy Ghost more. But I know
That's why you did the
but I was
guitar.
connected.
That's why you were doing the guitar. It was the sisters.
always
Now
was a
be
woman.
honest.
There's a woman at the beginning of every guitar story. There's always a woman.
Story.
It
Hey,
was
you know what,
sanctified,
guys?
but it was on another level too.
I got a quick story. You might know him. You might have heard of him. My father had a drummer, and his name was Victor Leonard Green. Hell of a drummer. He had 3 sons, and they were all drummers. He had died, and I found his obituary, and it said he played with Big Mama Thornton, Fats Domino, Chubby Checker, a couple of more famous people. And I asked my mom, I say, Mom, no disrespect, how do you end up with y'all? And she started laughing. She said he was a talker. He would talk his way into anything, and an hour later, he would talk his way out. But, just to see all his accolades, I'm like, he's a legend. He played with James Brown, too. His obituary says all that. And my mother and father had a band that was really good. And growing up in Oakland, Sly Stone, Sheila E., Pete Escovedo, Tower of Power, In Vogue, they all came to my dad's studio. Me not realizing the power he had back in the 70s. When my mom's music was reissued, and like I said, it's companies out there doing this, reissuing has-been musicians and stuff. My father produced a few other people, and this guy named Hosey B. I got like 7, 8 phone calls right after the album was reissued. Heston, is your father alive? No. You wouldn't know where Hosey B is, would you? No. Because I learned that if you can't find an artist and you trying to reissue his music or her music, it's a pecking order. You go down to the executive producer. If you can't find him, you go to the music producer. So this was starting to happen. And I'm like, my father was that good. I'm seeing stuff. I'm getting the stories. And when I finished the book, all my family members were calling me. I remember when your dad used to my dad used to play the bass under the keys with his shoe off because he needed to feel
the organ.
He would always take off his shoe, and all my cousins and stuff would call me. I remember Uncle Bill taking off his shoe, and he didn't have the egg carton acoustics. He had the fiberglass. So after 3 or 4 hours, You got to come out. You be itching, you know. It's stuff like that that comes up.
Insulation, yeah, the soundproof.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some asbestos going on.
Hey,
Absolutely.
really, you know. And I remember we lived in a two-bedroom, one bathroom house, and my dad used to have my mom singing in the bathroom. And I remember having to get up to use the bathroom, stepping over cords, running out to the avocado tree in the backyard because I couldn't get in there. You know, it's just stuff like that. The love my parents had for the music. I tried playing the sax. I got impatient, but then I
Tell
liked
tell
spinning
people,
records.
tell people they got to know the reason why he said it. His mama had the mic and everything set up in the bathroom for the natural echo. We call that
Acoustics.
reverb. So they had that natural echo in the bathroom. It was, and so often people would do that in the old studios. They would set the mic up in a stairwell, or they would set it up in a hallway sometime, depending on the floors, or in the big open rooms. You track everything with the whole band in there, but when the vocalist went in to do the final vocal, they did a scratch vocal singing with all the instruments, but when they went in to sing their final vocal, that would be the mastered version that the world would hear, they would often sing that in those big open rooms with everything moved out of the way. So that's how you had that big echoey sound that was very common and had become a style trademark of that era. You know, when your mom was singing in the bathroom, that was, they were cutting it at the house, but she was getting in there, getting that natural reverb thanks to the bathtub and the shower and all that.
Right. Hey, and then I got to tell you, her first time in the studio after about 30 years, we were at KE's house, and he had her sing the song and do, and we go home, and he'll send me the song, and she'll go, "That me?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "We not finished." I'm like, "Ma, it's different now. You don't have to sing the song all the way through and go back and redo it. You just sing the parts." And he'll paste it and put it together.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll listen to the song and just shake her head. "I didn't do that. That's not me." I'm like, "Ma, that's you."
she
Yeah, I
couldn't she
lived through
couldn't
all the different
grab a hold of
technology.
concept.
I lived through tape machines. I lived through the first ADAT and D88s, which was it looked like videotape. You
Yeah,
know, then I lived through the first generation of computer that can only do four tracks, then eight tracks. Then I
at
lived
half
through
tracks.
when they got the Pro Tools HD, and they had eight tracks for each box. And then the computer got powerful enough to do it all. And I would teach people, a young black dude trying to teach other people, like, giving them the technology, giving them the skills to the technology so they could learn. So I did that a lot because to teach yourself something is one thing, but if you have somebody that's already did it to help you learn it, that's a whole nother thing. So each one teach one was the community thing that we had. And we always, like, when I first started learning guitar, I was trying to teach myself. You'll get a guitar player in the city, he might show you one or two chords or one or two little pentatonic lick, and you're gonna build on that. But
Yep.
when I moved to Los Angeles, we had a place called Back to Kemet. I gave free guitar lessons. I made for sure children are free. And then if you're an adult, scale whatever you can afford. But I wanted to do children free. Unfortunately, I guess I'm not a good teacher to children, but I got these shortcut methods. If you just follow my little cheat codes, I can
Mm-hmm.
get you there fast. And then if you want to learn the theory, a little more in depth, you have to do that with another cat. But I can get you there fast.
There used to be a Nashville system, is what they called it. I don't know exactly what it was about, but it was it was learn quick. Do you know what was that about, Rhino?
Yeah, the Nashville number system, for those who didn't read music, you have all these different symbols and numbers, of course. 145, if you're in the key of E, that's E, A, and B, and the numbers
It's on a
won't
circle of
change.
fifths, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's I mean, it's a real simple thing once you learn the fundamentals of it. And it used to be that was something that was just unique to Nashville because originally they were seen as the unrefined hillbillies, but so many of them, people who were true aficionados would tell you so many of them were literally the same caliber of musician as a Bach or a Beethoven or a Mozart. That was just because they chose to play roots instruments. They were never given the credit for being very sophisticated. And so often they were almost always self-taught. So they never did learn the music as we know it, and so the scales the way we would know it as a professional musician. So they created their own number system.
They
And
do that a lot in the church now. They'll have their own mic system. It's like 5133. Dun, 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 dun. They'll do that a lot. So they still using that.
Unless I dreamed it, I seen something the other day where it looks like a bridge or something you would put on your neck, and if you wanted to do a G, you would hit one button and it would automatically push down the strings for a G and a C and a D. Like I said, I may have dreamed that up, but
No,
it's
it's capo. It's a capo. It's a chord capo. So you can push it. You just play the open position chords. It's right up there. Instead of the fingering, it's pushing the fingering for you. So you playing a real guitar, this apparatus goes over the top of the neck, and it'll play. You say G A, because the open position chords, which I learned the closed position funk chords before I even learned the open position chords. I did it backwards because I started with the funk. But they got this thing now. You just put it on it'll play. It'll physically press down those chords.
it'll almost make it where anybody can play the guitar. Then
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Especially if you're
I
a
guess
nice
I'm fit to be a rock star. Will it teach me how to play like Eddie Van Halen?
They got apps for that. I mean, you can learn fast now. There's no excuse. If all we need is your desire, you can learn.
You go on AI and say, "Hey, man, I want to hear this. This is a song I want to throw in your lyrics. I want it to sound like Eddie Van Halen. I'm sure it'll come out sounding like Eddie Van Halen."
Yep.
I've thrown a lot of them, and I'd be like, "Man, I want it to sound Southern rock with a little mix between Skinner and Molly Hatchet or whatever," and it comes out and it's cranking. I'm like,
Well,
I
you
would
know what?
actually.
You are basically becoming the producer. Like Quincy Jones was known as a great producer. There was the producer back in the day was nothing more than a music manager. He would get an arranger. So the AI is acting as a arranger and the individual musicians, and he would say, "This is how I want it. I want this tempo. I want this," and then he would basically get the staff to do the thing. So you've become that. So I don't have any problem with AI doing certain things. I just hope that we don't lose our ability to do it ourselves.
Don't
I
want to
think
take the
it's just,
human element out.
yeah. I mean, there's always. I used to lose hope. I was like, man, these young musicians, da 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 da. And every time I lose hope, I see these little young cats either coming from the church or from the jazz programs or the classical music program. They still got enough real stuff coming out.
Well,
This
the
guy
thing is,
needs.
man, with the AI, you can make a song that sounds amazing, but you're not going to have a live performance. Somebody wants to go see that person sing. How is that computer
That's as
man
far as it
going to
go.
go? You got to have that human element. Again, like Ryano said, the music only brings you in. If there's not a face to go with that music, what is it worth?
It's all about
Right.
the story, like Rhino talked about earlier. People, even for social media, that's why Hess is so successful because he's telling his mother's story. He's telling it. They're connecting. If it was just a song, it'll reach you on a certain level, but you want to know the story behind the song. What's the human element of it? What happened? How did this all come together? What's the story behind it? And
That's always been a thing of mine. Every artist that comes on, I'm like, we will play their song at the end of the show. I don't want to just play the song. I want to know about that song. I want to know what
Right.
inspired that song. Was it something that was made up, or it was a real life encounter? To me, again, I like the connection, man. I mean, that's where it's at.
Mhm.
You know, our platform, we do interviews, and we had a nice one yesterday. This young female vocalist out of Philly. We have conversations like we do here. Basically, what made you get started in music, how did it feel in front of your first audience, and was it like when you heard your music played back, stuff like that, and they tell their story, and we'll laugh and talk. Everybody has a story. Some are better than others, but everybody has a story. And that's what you want, to personalize yourself with the music. Like, for instance, my mom, everybody knows the story. People talk to me and they'll go, "Oh, well, I made this. This is 12 years old." I'm like, "Let me explain this to you. My mom's music is over 45 years old and it's still new, because the example I give, which is a living example, this guy came to our house knocking on the door and he was all giddy and excited. He said, "Man, I found y'all, man. I found y'all. My name is blah, 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 and I'm here to see your dad, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Man, I'm sorry. My father is gone." And he was like, "What?" He fell on the porch. I had to pick him up. And I said, "He been gone for 5 years, man." He say, "He been gone for 5 seconds for me." And that hit me. So it's still people. My mom's music is new. It's like you guys all say, it's 500,000 people load music every day.
Yep.
We're in a big ocean, and we're in a school of fish.
Well, the thing is, Heston, the music you're going to send me,
I sent it already.
okay, so the music you send me, I've never heard of it. It's brand new to me. It may have been from 1974 or whatever, but it's brand spanking new to me.
It's brand new, right? Everybody has new music. Oh, I played that
Time
10 years
traveling.
ago.
The what,
Huh?
Ricardo?
Music is time traveling.
Right.
Well, I
Well,
mean, there's always somebody that's never heard of it. So
right.
therefore, it is always going to be brand new every single day. It could be Louis Armstrong, "It's a Wonderful World." That's probably
Yep.
brand new to somebody.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about this? Is some abstract stuff right here. You know how we project, like we on a KYBN, which is one of our terrestrial stations in Mountain View, California, and they have an antenna, and I guess the internet is like that to an extent too. It goes out to the universe. Maybe some aliens somewhere.
The aliens are jamming to
1,000
the Indy
years.
Hook Up. Hook
Maybe
Up.
the alien, they might be listening to this, and it gets a whole new art form for them. You know what I'm
The
saying?
alien is going to come to your house, Ricardo. He's going to be knocking on the door, and he's like, "The Indy Hook Up."
I ain't even smoked weed, and I thought about that.
We got about 10 more minutes, guys. It's like, man, I've enjoyed hanging out with y'all. I know Ryano has as well, man. We've learned a lot from y'all. We want to welcome y'all to the tribe. We definitely 100% appreciate y'all sharing everything on your social medias. Heston is really big on that. I think, Ricardo, you got an Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got locked out of my regular Ricardo Love Instagram when I changed phones, but I'm on Love Vibes and Love and Jazzy Vibes on Instagram. So I have
And
these
the
other
Indy
two
Hook
shows
Up.
that are sister shows to the Indie Hookup.
So
And the Indy
what I'm
Hook
gonna
Up.
start doing is when I repost things for the Indie Hookup, I'm gonna look up Love and Jazz Vibes or whatever you just call it.
But to make it easy, RicardoLove.com, it has links to all that. RicardoLove.com, RICARDO Love.com. I have links to
Bob,
the
I'll
Indie
just send
Hookup.
it to you. I'll send it to you in the email.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you have
Perfect.
links to the Indie Hookup. I have links to Love Vibes, and I have links to
Do
Jazzy
you
Vibes.
have a website for Indie Hookup?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
sir.
IndyHookup.com. That's
IndyHookup.com.
INDY hookup.com. That's our own website just for that, and then we have all the different stations that we are affiliated with on there, and then the iHeart and Amazon Music as well.
Yeah, I've got it.
Uh-oh. Hey, you know what you better do, Ricardo? Before he goes and look, you better put Tribe Nation on there.
I told you to send you. I told you to look.
I
at
looked
that.
the other day, man. I was like, man, we're not on there yet.
Yeah, you told me. Hey, you yelled at me. I'm like, oh.
I didn't yell at you, man. I would never yell at you.
Hey,
All
but
right, I'll make sure I do that today.
I
Send,
felt it.
send.
Ah, man,
your
no.
iPhone.
Don't ever think that it's like that, man. We're all family, and I know
Hess is,
y'all busy,
Hess
man.
is
Y'all.
sensitive. He's real sensitive. I gotta watch how I say, because I be like, "Why you get this, Hess? You can't be just doing favors for people." And he get all mad and stuff. So he's real sensitive.
It's that good heart of his, man.
Yeah,
He's got a heart of gold.
and then one thing I do I think he's starting to learn. If two people only listen to a show, that's two more people.
Yep.
And then y'all the age, y'all know the commercial. They told two people, and they told two people, and so on and so on. I think that was a makeup commercial back in the day,
So,
and
so,
that's how I am.
so my thing is, okay, when I started doing this, my independent show 3 or 4 years ago, I went in with it like, okay, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I want to know how many people are listening. If you get discouraged if the numbers are low, but I just started spreading to more radio stations and more radio stations. So it's like let's just say you got 83 radio stations. If each one of those only have 5 people, you've got almost 500 people listening a week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I've got one of them in Europe. He hasn't given me any numbers lately, but he told me that I'm getting 200,000 hits every single week on his radio
Wow.
station alone. I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying that's where your perspective is. Okay, so, but I'm going to give you the same show. If I know there's 10 million people listening, I'm going to give you the same show if there's one person listening,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for the independent artists. So it's like
Right.
what you
Are your
said.
shows archived?
Yes, I have all my shows. Well, I used to have them archived. I ran out of space on the podcast area. I need to probably go and get rid of a lot of the older shows and put the new ones up. I can give you the link after we get off of here. It's a show. It's called MFZ with Rob Charles. It's on Zeno FM. You can go on Zeno FM, and I think I ran out of space somewhere around November or December. But you've probably got a year or so worth of shows on there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob, you're going to have to text it to me
Oh yeah.
or to us because I have a thing called marijuana memory. I smoked a lot
Well,
back in the day, and
I've never done that, but my memory is shot as well. I don't have no memory,
Hey,
and I am
It's the
100%.
aluminum foil. Y'all leave that shit alone. That's true. Y'all leave that stuff
hey,
alone.
I wake up and some days I'm like, who am I?
Yeah. I don't
Until I get.
I
Uh,
don't throw stones from a glass house. All I'm gonna say is there was a time in my life where the pizza man knew exactly where my house was.
That is
I
crazy.
understand.
And
I
with and,
understand.
and
And
with
what your order was.
and with that, I want you to let me know what song you want to play as we close out the interview, man. I know you were talking about one of your mom's songs. Is that what you want us to play today?
Can we
You know
do
what?
I Need Love?
I
What
sent
now?
you. I sent you 5, I believe. You could eeny, meeny, miny, mo any one of them.
But because
If
I
he
haven't,
sent you one of them called I Need Love, the remix, that's one of my favorites.
I
Because
think
it
I
still
sent
got
that
the
one.
old
I sent
school.
that one.
so we'll play that one. Tell me a little bit about that, Ricardo.
The way she
Depending on which one you
KE,
play.
KE and myself, we have so much fun with the lyrics because his dad, he snuck in these these they're semi-sexual language, and Miss Carrie is so innocent. She don't even know. I I said something about oh
That
my God,
said you
in
had
your
Jones and
bones.
you wanted to relieve you wanted me to relieve your bones, something like that. And
Yeah.
car, we went to a rehearsal. We were all, my mom and Ricardo and KE was performing, and it came on, and all of a sudden KE, he just busted up laughing. He was laughing so hard, and we was looking at him like, why? He said Mr. Bill knew what he wanted. And my mom finally, she sung the song for years, finally listened to the words. Now
It's
she
so
don't want to sing
innocent, but if you listen to the music, they're very sexual. But they married, so hey, it's
Is
all
it?
good.
Hey, is the song safe to play?
Oh
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And what?
It's a love song.
And what is the name of it again?
I
I
need
need
love.
love.
I need
It's
love.
I sent you I think two versions of it. I'm not sure. I just grabbed five. I did Make Love to Me, the remix. You could probably play that one. That one has Ricardo. Ricardo redid that one.
Mm.
That's a beautiful one. It reminds me of a Diana Ross song. The
Mm.
way the
Her
music
tone is
is.
so pure. Her tone is just oh my god. It's and they didn't have all the auto tuning and
Why
all
don't we
that
do
shit.
this? Why don't we play both of them?
All right, cool.
We're gonna play "I Need Love" and we're gonna play "Make Love to Me." Is that what you said it was?
The
Yeah,
remix.
the one with Ricardo. I think I sent two. I sent the remix with the drums, and then the latest one with Ricardo.
Well, I will listen through it. I'll choose one of them. Is it basically the same song word wise?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So well, that's what we're probably gonna wind up do, guys. The Indy Hook Up. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me and Ryano. Ryano, you got any parting words?
I'm proud to be associated with these guys. I'm proud of what they're doing for indie artists. Honestly, I'm looking forward to doing the same thing. All of us doing it together. I'm looking for an opportunity to make the world better while we got our hands on it.
Is that a
Yes.
tobacco cup, young man?
Man, I got all kind of cups over here.
You remind me of my grandmother spitting that snuff out.
Yeah, she was good
The
looking too,
Brute,
wasn't
Brute snuff. I still remember the brand, Brute. She used
she?
to
Yeah,
send me to the store to get it.
yeah, that's good people. That's what I said. The new platinum is authenticity.
Mm.
And I just noticed something. We got four sexy men on the phone. Bald is the new sexy, y'all.
For real, it's aerodynamic.
Hey, I
I
stopped
just noticed
people in the
that.
store.
I've got the most hair, but I'm fixing to scalp it again next week. So yeah, we're that's what
He
I'm
said
saying.
finna. We say that in Michigan. Finna, fixing that.
Finna. I'm
I'm
finna.
going.
I'm fit now, man.
All
I'm
our
fitting to
people
do
from
it
the
big
South,
time.
even though we was in the Midwest, they all came from the South. My grandmother came from Kentucky. But anywho, hey, thank y'all for having us on. We appreciate love, y'all.
We love
Absolutely,
to
guys.
have
Here
you,
it is.
buddy.
One of the songs. We're gonna put both of them on. We're gonna play them back to back right here on the Uncle Show. Indy Hook Up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And we out.